As the world grows and changes, it is critical our education system does as well. Detention has become an outdated practice that several schools are replacing with meditation and mindfulness education. This new practice of anti-punishment uses life-enrichment theories to curb negative student behavior. Programs like Holistic Me have put their foot on the gas towards revolutionizing after-school education. So far the results are overwhelmingly positive, but not everyone is convinced of the power of mindfulness in the classroom just yet. Robert Coleman Elementary in urban Maryland has already converted, and the results are stunning. Detention harms the student-teacher relationship. Photo credit, Gideon Mendel/Corbis via Getty Images. To be effective educators, teachers must have the respect and trust of their students. According to research conducted by Dr. Ruth Payne of Leeds University, detention detracts from this bond. According to her findings, things that encroach on kids' time don't seem to work, while verbal warnings and contacting parents did. Teachers further damage the relationship when they call students out in front of the class. This form of punishment is embarrassing and demeaning. Dr. Payne suggests speaking to the student privately instead to try and get to the bottom of the disruptive behavior. Students see a difference between reward and punishment. Photo credit, Patrick Kovarik/AFP/Getty Images. Answers by students ages 11 to 16 for Drive. His research was surprisingly consistent. Young people found a stark difference between rewards, associated with schoolwork, and punishment, associated with behavior. Analyzing the results, Drive. Penn states, students perceive a distinction between what they're rewarded for and what they're punished for, and I don't think many teachers see that. Maybe with the help of this study, more educators will become aware of the negative effects of traditional punishment. Behavior policies treat students like pets. Photo credit, Terry Rand/Mirapix/Getty Images. Behavior policies are the only area of education not based on theory. Schools instead use a behaviorist approach similar to training a pet dog. Students are trained to be rewarded by good behavior and disciplined for bad behavior until it stops. When dealing with 30 students in a classroom all with distinct personalities, this general treatment is exposed as ineffective. The study by Dr. Payne is the first of its kind and will need to be vetted and backed by more studies. She hopes, at the very least, her work will inspire her peers to dig deeper into better educational approaches and practices. One of those practices preached today is mindfulness education and meditation. Meditation has been shown to improve graduation rates. Photo credit, John Nordell/The Christian Science Monitor via Getty Images. One 2013 study published in Education showed higher graduation rates were associated with groups of students practicing meditation. The small sample size was taken from an urban high school on the East Coast. The senior class of 235 students was split into two groups, one meditating and one not. At the end of the year, it was revealed that 15% more students from the meditating groups graduated. Current statistics show that only 69% of students graduate from American schools. That number drops to 46% for African American students. Higher graduation rates improve the economy. Photo credit, Mario Tama/Getty Images. Within 10 years it is predicted that 12 million students will drop out of school. If those numbers are accurate, it could have a devastating effect on the economy. The estimated $3 trillion loss would bankrupt several institutions inside and outside of education. Colbert, the director of Neig School of Education's Diversity Council at the University of Connecticut, is a proponent of mindfulness education as a fix. He believes that studies show transcendental meditation holds tremendous promise for enriching the lives of our nation's students. Transcendental meditation is effortless photo credit. Gideon Mendel/Corbis via Getty Images. One of the first organizations to bring transcendental meditation to schools is Holistic Me. The relaxation technique is performed by sitting quietly and comfortable every day for 20 minutes with closed eyes. Numerous studies have proved that this helps reduce anxiety and stress, resulting in improved learning ability. Piloted by Windsor Hills Elementary School in 2002, the Holistic Me program is currently gaining recognition for the positive effects it is having at Robert W. Coleman Elementary School in urban Maryland. The case of Robert W. Coleman Elementary School. Photo credit, Linda Davidson. The Washington Post via Getty Images. Located in West Baltimore, Robert W. Coleman Elementary School has done away with detention. Instead, the school uses the Mindful Moment Room to help overheated students calm down. One anonymous young boy who was sent to the room instead of detention after a fight told CNN, "I did some deep breathing, had a little snack, and I got myself together, then apologized to my class." When sent to the room, students are given a chance to do yoga, meditate, and catch their breath. Most importantly, it provides students a safe place to de-stress from their heightened environment. Meditation doesn't judge a book by its cover. Photo credit, Linda Davidson. The Washington Post via Getty Images. At Coleman, more than 80% of students receive free or reduced lunches because they are under the poverty line. Some students are even homeless. With the Mindful Moment Room, the principal admits, "We're trying really hard here to make this a place where children feel safe and where their needs are met." Environmental conditions, such as incarcerated parents and row houses, weigh on students, distracting them from their studies. By meditating with Holistic Me staffers, these students can refocus their energies. Of course, students still have to be sent there by the teacher. The Mindful Moment Room is a punishment alternative. Photo credit, Linda Davidson. The Washington Post via Getty Images. After getting into fights, Robert Coleman Elementary sends its disruptive students to the Mindful Moment Room. Once there, a worker like Michelle Lee will talk to the student and ask them what happened. After the gentle talk, Lee walks them through stretches and breathing exercises. When the student is calm, they are allowed to go back to class. Since being introduced to the school 3 years ago, not a single suspension has been handed out. Meditation has eliminated the need for suspensions. Photo credit, Jabin Botsford / The Washington Post via Getty Images. The year before the Mindful Moment Room was established, Robert W. Coleman Elementary suspended 4 students and referred countless others. In less than 1 year, suspensions have disappeared, and referrals have been significantly reduced. The school's principal says students are rarely sent to her office for discipline anymore. Students love the impact the room has had too. Dakari, a 3rd grader, says when students come back to the classroom, they're peaceful and quiet and ready to do their work. It's hard to deny the impact the room has had on this school. The impact it's beginning to have on others could be as important. Denver Dual Elementary has followed in Coleman's footsteps. Photo credit, Andy Cross / The Denver Post via Getty Images. One of 7 Denver area schools to receive help from a $100,000 grant, Denver Dual Elementary put the money towards hiring a yoga instructor. The underfunded, high-poverty school could have used the money for other things. Since being hired, instructor Trini Heffron has worked to create a welcoming environment for their students where they can embody all these beautiful things of life: courage and kindness, and to be mindful of their feelings. The program has been so successful that Dual had to add classes for students who haven't earned alternative detention. Meditation is one of several alternatives Denver is trying. Photo credit, Lenore Weiss / The Denver Post via Getty Images. In 2018, Denver awarded $100,000 to 7 schools to test out alternative forms of academics. The money, given out over a 2-year span, is part of a $56.6 million tax increase approved by voters in 2016. The district has put their full support behind this initiative, hoping to find the programs that work best and share them with other schools. So far, meditation and yoga is an early front-runner. Dual's instructor has been blown away by how many students want to practice yoga with her. More impressively, she says her students, despite their age and socio-economic status, understand what the goal of yoga is meant to be. Gage Park High School practices quiet time education. Images / yoga via Getty Images. At Gage Park High School in Illinois, students participate in quiet time twice a day, every day. The school is 98% low-income students who deal with chronic stress. Researchers are using Gage Park to determine the possible benefits. Considered a form of meditation, students use the 40 total minutes to help de-stress from their lives, on and off the blacktop. Jose Morales, an English teacher, believes the program offers an alternative to their sometimes violent home lives. The Quiet Time program is being funded by a $300,000 grant from the University of Chicago Crime Lab. Momentous School has been teaching mindfulness for 20 years. Photo credit, Andy Cross / The Denver Post via Getty Images. Momentous School, located in Dallas, Texas, has been teaching mindfulness meditation quietly for 20 years. The institution has tracked the progress of its students since beginning the program. The results for the 98-year-old institution have been incredibly positive. One study published by Momentous proved that mindfulness practice on pre-K students improved their ability to plan and organize. After 3 years, Momentous claims that students' increased levels of empathy led to higher test scores. Despite strong evidence for mindfulness meditation in schools, there are critics standing against it. The argument against mindfulness meditation. Photo credit, Gideon Mendel / Corbis via Getty Images. David Forbes is the lead voice dissenting against mindfulness meditation curriculum in schools. A professor in the school counseling program at CUNY claims these programs wrongfully target students of color in low-income neighborhoods. In a world built to maintain the status quo, Forbes says mindfulness teaches students to adjust to situations that many of us think people should adjust to. He believes this passivity leads to unhealthy complacency that will damage the future of these underprivileged students. Evidence proving the positivity of mindfulness is limited. Photo credit, Xavier Rossi / Gamarafo via Getty Images. With so much buzz surrounding mindfulness meditation, you would think there would be hundreds of studies backing the science behind it. That's not that case. For as many studies claiming mindfulness decreases stress and increases cognitive capacity, there are several more saying the same things about diet and exercise. This shows that mindfulness is not a magical cure-all. Students won't start meditating, and suddenly all get into Harvard. Just because the evidence is limited, the positive effects tracked in small studies are enough to warrant further investigation into the subject. Impact of mindfulness meditation on in-need youth is trackable. Photo credit, Photo Fusion / yoga via Getty Images. On average, meditation helped students in a clinical trial overcome chronic stress, depression, and anxiety better than health education. Trial was conducted in urban Baltimore using 300 students in elementary and middle school. According to the researcher, we see from the data, people who suffer, whether they are kids or whether they are adults, they profit the most. Comparative studies with students in better socioeconomic situations showed little to no positive effects. Still, some critics worry about what can be considered mindfulness education. Mindfulness education covers a broad spectrum. Photo credit, Insights/UG via Getty Images. In 2017 a review was published indicating that mindfulness education is too general to study effectively. The head of the review, David Klingbeil, said, "The first thing that came to me is just the wide variety of things that are called mindfulness-based interventions." In one study Klingbeil reviewed, having children color for 15 minutes was considered mindful. He determined that while interesting, it was unclear whether mindfulness studies proved the effects of the practice or the impact of removing students from a stressful situation. Many even believe any positive gains by students are nothing more than the placebo effect. The placebo effect may hurt studies. Photo credit, Spencer Weiner/Los Angeles Times via Getty Images. One major flaw with the study of mindfulness education is how they're conducted. To separate students into experimental and control groups, they are told what the experiment is. It makes sense that students in the mindfulness group believe they will improve just by luck. The placebo might be helpful at first but ultimately doesn't last. James Coyne, a staunch critic of psychological research methods, worries about what will happen when students realize there might not be anything special about mindfulness compared to other practices. Regular meditation improves behavior. Photo credit, Fred 24/AFP/Getty Images. Placebo effect or not, mindfulness meditation is becoming a widely embraced tool at inner-city schools. In 2014 the Journal of Child and Family Studies tracked the progress of students involved in these programs. The youth involved showed improved classroom behavior that lasted, on average, for 7 weeks. According to the American Psychological Association, it reduces stress, anxiety, pain, and eases depression. Until several more studies are done, it will be hard to tell how wide-reaching the positive effects of meditation can be in schools. Early results show that when implemented at the right schools, these programs work wonders.